Radio Vanne, Radio Vanne, Badi on Saglion the Balakope.
Gilg Jew, Gilg J as Gilg Nerach.
Hartnish Claare na Gael Viscoiltoyach, the shame a hartnya say, O saltiger. My name is Robert Cattin Cartwell, Robert a Carslach.
Have I heard tell of old Bobby Bob?
And it's my pleasure to bring you Claare na Gael, a bilingual programme because part of it is in the English language as the Perchi Sagilg, and part of it is in the Manx Gaelic, Chinian Amera, the mother tongue of Ellen Banning, the Isle of Man. As Bannachten dut Rish. A ceremony last Tuesday, the 14th of July, celebrated the 150th anniversary of the Douglas Bay Horse Tramway. Well, that tramway actually opened on the 7th of August. Seems a pity not to have waited the 24 days till then to do it on the day itself. But another tramway was officially opened 130 years ago on the 16th of July in 1896. Bí tullú a chéir seo by Scialferish Grim a Kellach Era. Terjet as ngoil úlan era va ges billions ger a tatnius yn ri. Ren maxer I fagane as gawe fedjag era vis few kunseli yn ri na smoon yn ririacht heen. After a launch of a double album earlier this year, the Manannan Festival closed with Ruby Bisco Taylor and an augmented Bisky Brish giving a concert of all the Manx versions of Ruby's songs. So we'll be hearing a couple of songs from Brebel Ustia. Tawas geisiach ris Radio Vanning Stasiwn an Asiwn, Viscol ar Scalia Mach by Douglas Ellen Vanning.
Dodging around me. Stop by I am the G, I'm the G.
Ruby Bisco Taylor and Bisky Brish Badoo-da-dum. In the late 1880s, with a burgeoning tourist industry in the island, there was a proposal to construct a scenic route to show off the coastline south from Douglas Head. With a charge for people to use the roadway, the idea was that the tolls charged would pay for their company's costs in constructing the road. The idea took off with the formation of a company called Douglas Head Marine Drive Limited on the 1st of July 1889. The company's aim was to build a 3-mile road from Douglas Head to Kerrisdale. The land was in the ownership of Major John Senhouse Goldie Tubman of the Nunnery, who'd become the first Speaker of the elected House of Keys after the first elections to it in 1867. In fact, he served in that office until 1898. In fact, he stood to benefit, that's the second time I've said in fact, isn't it? I must stop doing that. He stood to benefit from a 5% share of the income from the tolls charged for using this scenic route to be constructed on the precipitous coastal area of his property. And to gather those tolls, the Douglas Head Marine Drive Limited built the attractive toll gate that still stands and dated 1891. Nôd raw y rhi jolasach a raw I goel said ei unfedjag y unrachan, ged raw I fiw na smoon yn ririach, fe giri y celach y hun. Hoiacht haia y macsin eg y mach dy hira. Tre hwg sinach ber cor baid yn macsin y sio, dug e Gael y byd as hwg e ber liga Henk y mach sinach ys de haios, as Highest Jack's affair on the ginless bachtel regern, as ran it jerud mechion a chelach era, as an as de chol yurid. Tren a denke mac shinna de valia, hai na bakari mach de hira a chelach era, ach rish ha dug a Gael de corl by a chinach, as highest Jack's a tios de ginless marish of reshin ega, as with the chol yurid jerud egenis. Log tamil tren maxer I shira kid de golnius de hira a kelach era. Van ege niaw arltach de ege toiacht, smunion rau eblid de loer ege de royal careil Jason heen. Ach ve jere non of dege maxa ege sheer be, hug e kid de gol. A week tomorrow will be the start of Yn Chruinnaght, and one of the guests this year will be Welsh musician and singer Angharad Jenkins. She's been here before as a member of the band Callan, and here she's accompanied by fellow Callan member Patrick Rhymes.
On
sung by Anghara Jenkins, who'll be here for Yn Chruinnaght with her harp-playing mother Delith. Henk mac sair I quail a chinnach ag oer na ceilia. Ach, sha, cob mirius de as liga ersen, doorte na ginnach e adde bide, as deist is corl by a chinnach. Mar so ren a shinnach shina mach a famanega, as hug macaria heen na haya, as a souljow herish kronkers corned, draw a ria shage de bew mast and a faldock. Trerenke de de haios, haya dunye eggs jach, genees de taios de rinnelis, gurish a de brer erge, ach se taios girach jay, va gian grau, as unshen ren e kiau chun. A morra gain van shinnach furchten as rish hug e corbai de nach de gedden de kellach Rish haya drumbu as macarina haya faman de ginnach, ach treben dunje eger chi Gael de kellach renne corl yadi corl by a chinnach, gede dug a shinnach raude, gin jinwiliad. Van dunje got she green a chira, as for dere besh courage. A timber bridge was erected to cross Pigeon Stream, and the new road was constructed from the northern toll gate for about a mile and a half to Walbury. Unfortunately, this phase of initial costs proved too much for the company, and Douglas Head Marine Drive Limited went into receivership in 1891. However, although the cash flow so far had been out rather than in, the overall idea was sound enough for some Lancashire businessmen to buy the company and its assets in March of 1892. Where the road had come to a halt at Walbury, a bridge was now built, and also at Horse-Leap, and by the summer of 1893 the road extended about 2 miles from Douglas Head to Little Ness, and there was a grand opening on the 7th of August 1893. As I mentioned earlier, that was the day, the 7th of August, on which the Douglas Bay Horse Tram had opened in 1876. And after that initial grand opening, work continued to push the Marine Drive through to Kerristal, and that was achieved by November of 1893. More visitors to Yn Chruinnaght this year. That's the sound of the duo from Orkney, Dougie Montgomery and Brian Cromarty, who make up Saltfish 40. And there they played a piece called Netherbow. Seanish Cús the Haishinan.
Quayside Tyre and Service Centre, where alongside quality tyres and excellent servicing, you'll find a whole lot more besides. Choose Quayside Tyre and Service Centre for diagnostics, cam belt changes and aircon, along with Hunter wheel alignment and all your mechanical and electrical repairs. With courtesy cars available, excellent friendly service and competitive prices, visit Quayside Tyre and Service Centre on South Quay Industrial Estate and you'll soon be back on the road. Quayside!
Print shirt, embroidery, print shirt, embroidery, print shirt, embroidery, print shirt.
Take your team to the next level with locally printed and embroidered sportswear and clothing. With their superb quality and friendly service at a great price. Make your new signing The Print Shed. Visit theprintshediom.com or find them on Facebook. Quite remarkable.
Print shirt.
B&B's fantastic summer sale is now on. Make it a sensational summer with up to 25% off throughout the store. Beautiful sofas and suites, stunning kitchens, gorgeous beds, and bedroom ranges from leading brands. With up to 2 years interest-free credit on purchases over £500, with the option of nothing to pay for up to 3 months. B&B Furniture's fantastic summer sale is now on at Snugborough Industrial Estate.
This is your official invitation to take a stroll around Ramsey Garden Centre and take in the extensive ranges available for your home, no matter the size. Grow smarter, greener, season after season with Ramsey Garden Centre.
Ramsey Care Products, proudly part of the community at St Paul's Square in the north of the island, supplying affordable, quality disability and mobility products. Call 627 177. Ramsey Care Products, affordable mobility solutions for you.
Manx Radio!
Sure that Stasiwn and Asiwn Radio Banning, as she Claare na Gael with Sculler Scaly Mac Cartnish, she Robert Cutting Cartwell Robert the Carslach.
Heard tell of old Bobby Bob.
For the Oasiach Rish Claare na Gael Rish Shachten looked you Guller Scaly Mac, a shen through the Innedegger Radio Banning as an Chraman Eish Rish. The podcast Gierig had nasty news through the Innedegger Radio Banning, na through Kjæredr on Podcast Elia, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Audible, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, na Alexa. In 1893, Douglas Head Marine Drive Limited granted a concession for an electric tramway to be built along the Marine Drive, and rather than this going to the companies already involved with tramways in the island, it was awarded to the Electrical and General Contract Corporation, which was based in London, but was led by William Sebastian Graf Baker, originally from Baltimore in the United States of America. He'd arrived in Britain at the age of 21 and became the agent of a company in Boston which produced electrical equipment, and that included motors for electric trams. Graf Baker was involved in the first electric tramways in Britain, and they were in Leeds in 1891. The concessionary rights to build the tramway were acquired by the General Traction Company, and then came to the New General Traction Company, which initially had 2 subsidiaries working on tramways. One of them was in Coventry, and the second was what became called the Douglas Southern Electric Tramways Limited. Dŵr Rina Chira, de Jinnach Espereel Bios den Jeeg, Conent, de Jinnach Golmach de Chira Kabel Era, as na Kesma den Egge gebuw as a gier. Rennen den Jeeg Cordeel. Ach, renne Arsnas vi trimschach, en on Raufisseg out de Chudina korum. Ach, on shen van Shinnach rish. Ve greid rauwe dolied jit, no na Doug Mac se en re Gael den rauwegge. Ach, de Jinnach korbai de rish a geert shaw. Ve de golsjag ons kastjel gestable, as ons stal wegen kabel era. Ach, hug a shinnach raude. Weg gielt as fooi as leren shen. As wij de goren I shen a kabel era, as hene a gielt era, va na chrácha fagus day. Chawns van dunne chi cormush a gil chadjin, smunny a sheen, veche mor scammelt de bech o elen a shaw, man a wel mi cormush a gilt vai bis chukui day. For quite a few years there was a team of dancers and musicians from Brittany who came to Yn Chruinnaght, one of whom, Christian Toumine, was also a member of another group, and they came for Yn Chruinnaght as well, and they were called Avel Dro.
Avec les endives et les choux, les rues Tabagan, ça fait du ragoût. Avec les endives et les choux, les rues Tabagan, ça fait de la bonne soupe. Avec les endives et les choux, les rues Tabagan, ça fait du ragoût. Les rues Tabagan, ça fait de la bonne soupe. Avec des endives et des choux, les rues Tabagan, ça fait du ragoût. Avec des endives et des choux, les rues Tabagan, ça fait de la bonne soupe. Avec des endives et des choux, les rues Tabagan, ça fait du ragoût.
Music and song by Breton band Avel Dro, which included Christian Toumine. As well as being a dancer and a singer, I remember him playing in a duet in St German's Cathedral with David Kilgallen on the organ and Christian playing his bombard. A wonderful sound. A chaliers ren a kabel, gen nachten a gildera bentenrish, gawe toiach der shutterni. As ren olien a gillian kabel, van in leiden gadle ystrenuch, tre henkestiachs at table, duster. Gauwed makkerie, as rennet kjauwestiach ons pressoen. A mara gain bij libreet soes on keres, as we dera besh courage erish. A renne rie gjalden, de jinnach sperele vjoos, as Chomashen de Chorde Kabel Era, Connent de Jinnach e Corlesh Gesen a Ven Frinselen as a Chastial Era. Lesh Cree Trom High Macari Rosh. Ach trud fi by voer de leer henke kwele Jinnach Firrenjach. Lizen nish vergeil ugus een draag ed heen door den Jinnach. Ach tammy goil chimajid, as nim keert elje koeneljat onze femed. Dan redet na lai de girach gus a chastial era. Nieuw raschen de bal shen se vast de beg, as ons onne trete de chully red kuun, ten wen frinselen, gol gus een toberoonly. A little later, the new General Traction Company added a third company to its roster of tramway subsidiaries, and that one was in Norwich. But of course, our interest is what's happening here, where construction started, somewhat surprisingly, and possibly, I think, on paper rather than on the ground, on the 30th of December 1895. That's the date given for the start of work. The resident engineer was W. Lavington Fletcher. In 1896, the wooden bridges that had been constructed over Pigeon Stream, Walbury and Horseleap were replaced with steel girder viaducts, which were made in Manchester. In fact, they were made by the same firm that had built the Blackpool Tower in 1893. Works included a coal-fired power station, built just beyond the Pigeon Stream, just south of the Pigeon Stream, which provided water for the boilers. It was a good source of fresh water, the Pigeon Stream. However, the difficulty was in getting coal up to the power station from Douglas Harbour, up the steep hill to Douglas Head and round to the power station. However, work on constructing the tramway evidently went without any particular problem, because the Douglas Head Southern Electric Tramway opened, as I mentioned at the start, on the 16th of July 1896. Cael O'Curran is a multi-instrumentalist and singer from the Gwyddor Gaeltach in Donegal, and he'll be here for Yn Chruinnaght with Isla Collister. She's having another homecoming, and here Cael O'Curran sings about Moira ni Hain.
Ein gal chwnafryn dw le tal ng raiste Vi ein lein corbain stigus dair din hui She kai su nan y dair mar hiw yil char tain Agus eich meil o'i raim Lord Malaysia, come on, Jim, one line. Stay there, a kailan, shade the gershi. Shade or cheer of three, the mention size there. Agus gwash go alam go panili Shul masasing sunrise gale I'm spine sunray is I shurish Oh Sníak me ferinir mari The mange paste le blaine koige Shri lo cantare taulianani Quantus costi the humans boysre Ein charge van she might hain and spare van me sad. By Jane, she main is by any green. Yeah, ye Claire as a girl. Agus tréin tréni et ashgrim. Will she dare drill a breath irons veins? Thine eye, Bran Helen Lish Grisu and Train. A sky, Paneran. So and virgin and possibly Gael money.
Cathal O'Curran singing about Morin Hine as a member of the trio The High Seas. There were three of them, Cathal, Ciaran and Scatleen, and they were the High Seas. A wood and corrugated iron shed to house the 8 double-deck tramcars and 8 double-deck trailers was built down the line at Little Ness. There had been plans to build another impressive gatehouse at the end of the line on the old Castletown Road, but that never came about. What was built was a bungalow and a corrugated iron office building. And then there was a footpath there running along the coast to Port Sodrick. The grand opening of the line on the 16th of July 1896 was only to Kerristal, and the celebration was held even though the tramway hadn't been inspected or certified for public use. 3 tramcars carried an official party, that's 3 tramcars and 3 big trailers, and they were full of good cheer after a celebratory luncheon at the Villiers Hotel on the bottom corner of Victoria Street at its junction with Loch Promenade. Strictly speaking, the family name which that hotel refers to was pronounced Villas, despite its spelling, and always seems to have been referred to in the island as the Villiers. As Gouds den ben Frinskos Jack's a Taiunli dincha shinnach de Macquarie, imi hook as cor pegji, esh ni airtort, as fudius li jailer shuli. Ach na gin surle de ginish gul hoyacht as cor sledden eg na parentenek, nonna ni gul de hol pliats. Esh ren a shinach mach a famanega, hug Macquarie heen na hayer, as a suljau herish kronkes corn, der our ria shage de bew master voldok. As tre henker gus a chastja lera, but a chulju ni mor van shinach en rei. Ren Macquarie furchten der meini treva de chulju rid na lions trom sa Venus, as esh chouds haya ben Prince Ellen gus a only haya hook gus huggy G peg, as renny cor Gael and de hareltach de gol merish. Ach, renny gwier de Gian as les jair, de ginnach elige G gol hoyacht as cor sledden ek na parentenek. Hoyacht renny julde an achinek. music written by Cornish musician and singer Richard Trethewey and played there by Richard and friends. Richard has been to Yn Chruinnaght on 3 or 4 occasions now. Always very welcome, always good to see him.
The Nation Station, Manx Radio.
Stasiwn yn asiwnt yn sio sien na greu radio banning. As on sio sé Claare na Gael wys rechlaas neg yn tre ton, as mish de Chebeli, Robert Cutting Carslow, Robert de Carslach.
Did the ever hear tell of old Bobby Bob?
Ach yn oed renne wen Frins Kane i chwys smw, as de renni tujum branch na cadden, ege, renne liege lieng. As geliers renke wen Frins Chow liabach en erek, Reneschen, as uljewons a gastjal, duster, as van dunje gotjes koutsjaag ons pressoen. A morre gein doet een rierish, tan vjoe zed volgjal. Ach nieuw gedden grace, maar de so jeggel de sluw shen wist na lai roos na onjegen, as herish na bottom fagen. As me bis sjo gin chow stai je haag len, nieuw goilen in niene mor ounder. Maar zo gauw makkerie toicht der avrige, as renne raure, sleeste gin square. Ach, tre en schachtolei, honnekeeg op begweer jitlesh, as de rauw olio en overegge ons voordeel. Hutch trimpsje moer ersen, as we olio en grijs kaltjegge. Ach vaster begge schachtolei, henke shinnachrishes doort hij. En elu tuiltjen de Yn Chruinnaght. At the celebratory luncheon in the Villas Hotel in the Isle of Man Times report, it says that the advocate Thomas Neen proposed a toast to the Douglas Southern Electric Tramway, and then he said, "Whilst I'm upon my feet, I would like to give expression to what I think the company should do for Douglas some day. There's a charming valley leading from the finish of your line at Kerristal and going past Quegg, Rose Hill into Douglas. It's a shallow valley. The ground rises gradually on each side and affording splendid building sites with a proper aspect. It would be a very good thing for the company, and it would be a good thing for Douglas, and would be a great success if the line were extended along there. When the company find they have more money than they know what to do with, perhaps they'll consider whether they can't spend some of it along the Pulrose Valley." Brackets, laughter. Close brackets. Well, of course, that didn't transpire, but there was a 3/4 of a mile extension made to the line from Kerristal on to Port Sodrick, and that extension was built in 1897. We join Bisky Brish again now. Chanel Ruby Son Co, Chanelli Son Co, Chanelli Son Co, Chanelli Son Co. Erlie de Jenny Co.
Tar
as for Shene, Hajinum Co. Bisky Brish. On leaving the Villiers, the official party had gone up to Douglas Head and took 3 of the red and gold double-deck tramcars, which, as I mentioned, also pulled double-deck trailers. Both motor car and trailer could seat 78 people. It was a single line with passing loops. There were refreshments on this occasion at the power station, and a speech was made by the managing director of the Douglas Southern Electric Tramway, G.W. Lowcock, an electrical engineer from Manchester. The official party was using the tramway in a private capacity. For public use, the line was inspected the following day by Major Cardew of the Board of Trade. He asked for warning signs to be installed at the tollgate arch about the danger of the overhead wire, and he had insulation installed on the rails of the top deck near the trolley pole. After a further inspection by Colonel Rich on the 23rd of July, his report suggested more fencing and also a speed limit of 8 miles per hour, whereas a tram with trailer was capable of 12 miles per hour on the flat. Ach na jai shen as a shinnach rish macari, iminish as laishis as gausa veen, as niemen aber de han. A morra gain tre renne dústa is jiche mach as an unjeg, van slew ljei soel. Renne dunjeg sairige ledden de vog agus a rie, as dinche de rauwen oordag na chuline. As rauwe rie gierie na din, veersen cordeel rische goe, as leged en a nien for Gael. Mor so hai na nistjouwer soel regelia. As raui fode, roos me denk a shinnach firnjach hook. Well, ten rid shared haiach door they, ach, sign de fisse veet, / ben frinsach asjelere, ten kabelere. Ach krenach tammy de redne, Brian den jeg. Tammy chi inch Dutch dregger en shinnach. Haiacht, imigus a rier en corugus a asjelere, as corliate a ben frins ellen. Esh be boga fi vuron, near the Haraldach cor dut the caballera. We heard the voice of Anghara Jenkins before, but here it is again, this time with the Australian trio Bush Gothic, and it's a very well-known Welsh nonsense song about the little saucepan Bach. Hannah Jenkins with the Australian trio Bush Gothic. It's probably not coincidental that two of the members of Bush Gothic had the surnames Thomas and Lewis. Neadly jail machen Gael hood. Esh mi moonega gin Cumrail. As gin sheena mach de lau kaachjou de gorsledden. As verjere ben frins. As tred die eds a lau, gin leest de soes a gabel chow chulujid, as soeljat, ge be pecher be able de berg de noord, an orde wel a kabel shen golne stavin en gie. After the inspections by Major Cardew and Colonel Rich and the modifications they sought, the Douglas Southern Electric Tramway opened to the public on the 7th of August 1896. It's a fatal day, isn't it? The 7th of August again. The same day as the Douglas Bay Horse Tramway had opened in 1876, and the original Douglas Head Marine Drive, the carriageway, had opened in 1893. However, the official, though not the public opening of the Douglas Southern Electric Tramway had come at 3 o'clock on Thursday, the 16th of July, 1896. Shenne esh by Claare Gael here show. You can enjoy the best of music for your Monday Manx Radio Sunday Chill Out with Chris Pearson between 7 and 9, and then at 9 it's time for Sundown, presented by Judith Lay. Claare Gael comes to a close with the accordion of Scottish musician Sandy Breakin, who'll be here for Yn Chruinnaght very soon, and here he plays as part of the sensational Jimmy Shandrick's Experience project, the Riverside Jig, from the album called Foxy Laddie. Kaart nicht en treer jets on Shiggers de Gorkion Claare Gael. And so, this is Robert Cutting Carswell, Robert de Carslach.
Oh, Bobby Bob.
Wishing you a very good night, Eve, I'm a Chriort, as Duts, me Yeri and Share.